Hello, my name is Chris Bowser. I'm the Education Coordinator for the Hudson River National Estuarine Research Reserve. We're here today at the Norrie Environmental Center in Staatsburg, New York for the annual open house called Science on the River. This is a great way for people of all ages to learn about the wonderful resource of the Hudson River watershed and the beautiful estuary. Today, we've got people that are learning about the estuary from both top-notch scientists, but also by getting involved firsthand, by getting a fishing pole and trying to catch a fish, or by looking at some of the wonderful underwater plants that live under the estuary, or for actually getting to hold on to an eel and learn about their tremendous migrations. This is a great way for anybody in the Hudson River to learn about their watershed and how all of the communities of that watershed are all connected together. The animal, the plant, and the human communities, but also all of the different towns and counties. We're all in one watershed, and so everything that we do in that watershed and in that estuary affects us all. It's a great, positive way to learn about this beautiful river running through New York State.
My name is Zareda, and today we're talking about different animals you can find in the Hudson Valley area. So right now we're doing animal tracks to look at some of the footprints that these critters can leave behind. The bobcat. This is back following. Muskrat, jackdaw.
Hi, I'm Carolyn, and we work for the Dutchess County Cornell Cooperative Extension No Child Left Inside program. And what we have here today, and we're talking to kids about and adults about, are macroinvertebrates. So macroinvertebrates are these cool organisms. Sometimes live in the bottom of streams, and they're called macro because we can usually see them with our eyes. They're big enough that we don't necessarily need a microscope to see them. And then they're invertebrates because they don't have a backbone. Vertebrates, like ourselves, we all have backbones. These guys don't, so they're macroinvertebrates. And what happens a lot of times with these macroinvertebrates is they start their life off at the bottom of the stream, but then they metamorphosize, just like a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. We have these dragonfly larvae that look like this guy here, this cool little guy here. He's going to turn into an actual dragonfly that flies around on lakes and streams and rivers like the Hudson River. So we're letting kids take a look at them underneath microscopes, get to see them swimming around, and we got them all at the Indian Kill, which actually flows right along here at Norrie Point and empties into the Hudson River.
My name is Emily Vale. I work for the Hudson River Estuary Program, and right now I'm working here at Science on the River at the Watershed Station. So what we have here is a map of the Hudson River Estuary. The Hudson Estuary all the way up to the Federal Dam in Troy, because it's tidally influenced. The salt water mixes with the fresh water, and there are fish that can swim all the way up the river until the Federal Dam. And this particular map shows the elevation, so we have actually 3D relief maps showing the Catskill Mountains, we have the Hudson Highlands, and we also have this yellow line that goes around based on the topography, and this is the watershed boundary. So a watershed is the land area and the streams that flow to a particular body of water. So in this case, anything that falls, any rain or precipitation that falls within this yellow line will eventually flow into a stream and into the Hudson River. So watersheds are really important to look at when we're thinking about water quality, and by taking a look at the whole watershed of the Hudson River, we can start to make some changes and hopefully improve the water quality in the Hudson itself. No, go downhill. Grab it. So if it rains over here, the water is going to flow all the way, actually in this case, all the way over here. So this yellow line marks what we call the watershed. Ever heard that word before? Yeah. The watershed is the area where anytime rain falls in this boundary, that water will eventually end up in the river. So even all the way up here at the top of this mountain, all the way over here at the top of this mountain, that water falls on the right side of the mountain. It's going to travel all the way down.
Hi, my name is Christina, and I'm here at the Animal Fur and Scat Station, and we're teaching kids and adults the difference between different furs of different animals, what the skulls look like, and even what scat is. If you didn't know, scat is actually animal poop, and we can identify what animals have been in our backyard just by looking at the different types of scat that are found on the ground.
Was the first major communication that came through the Hudson River Valley. And to this day, you can still see the lines and railroads going on both sides of the river, up and down. They follow the river because the river is a main area for transport. Bricks were really important in the Hudson River Valley. There were a lot of the bricks that built New York City came from resources from the Hudson River banks. So all the clay that went into those bricks was taken out of the river. And there was a lot of brick making factories along the river. So to this day, you can still find little bits and pieces washed on the shore of bricks. There's a piece of one here. It's got zebra mussels built up on it. Are these guys right here? They're named zebra mussels because they have little stripes on them like zebra print. And these were introduced in the Hudson River in the early 90s through ballast water of boats. They came from Europe. And they've taken over billions of the river, literally. They filter the water too efficiently. They filter all the plankton out. And since they're very efficient filter feeders, they outcompeted our native mussel, the pearly mussel. The pearly mussel used to be used to make buttons. You know those like iridescent, shiny buttons? They were made out of these pearly mussels here, which were used to be pretty common in Hudson River. Other things you might see on the table are some maple leaves. Maples are an important tree in the area. Some arrows are the seed pods of the maple tree. Painted turtle shell. Painted turtles are a common species, a native species to the Hudson River. These are water chestnut seed pods. Some people call them devil's heads. They wash up on shore a lot. If you actually look out in the cove there, all that green stuff that's covering the river, that's the water chestnut plant, another invasive species. It grows so in these thick mats, these dense mats, and the plant has these pillow-like things, so it keeps them upright, blocks out all the sunlight from going into the water. And so photosynthesis can occur, things start to die off, there's not a whole lot of oxygen around where they are, so they're not very great in the area. They're hard to get rid of, eradicate, because these seeds are so well dispersed in the river. I have points on them to stick to places, get transported easily, get washed up and down by the tides. So that's just some of the things you might see around the Hudson River area.
And we're part of Cornell Cooperative No Child Left Inside. And on this station, we're teaching about the Falco Creek. And we have different podcasts available on the computer. About different sites on Falco. So we teach about watersheds and natural vertebrates in Falco. So kids can sit here and listen to different audio posts.
And if anyone were to use this map up here, we have several sites on the Falco noted, and if you click on them, there'll be a link where you can read more about that particular site. And all of this is available at duchessmtli.com.
So the eel has a protective coating. It's kind of like a big booger.
It's got a waxy coating.
But wait, think about that. Why is that helpful to the eel? How do you
Especially when they made their handles out like
They're
way
kind of like antibacterial. They keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff out.
That's how they make handles.
So the eel's coating, mucus membrane, really keeps the good stuff in, the bad stuff out, keeps the eel healthy.
So I have some American eels here. We run a couple of American eel research projects at Norrie Point. We do a population study in the spring. We count the baby eels as they arrive in the estuary. And then we also use these ladders, eel ladders, to help them get over dams or other barriers to migration as they go upstream. So we just have some eels here of varying sizes to show kids what they look like, and they're really hardy fish, so they're really good to touch for techniques.
This is the skin of the Atlantic sturgeon, one of the largest fish found in the Hudson River. The sturgeon can be found up to 12, sometimes even 14 feet long. Now, as you can see here, there's these bony plates. There's 5 rows of them along a sturgeon, and these bony plates are called scutes, and they act as body armor for this prehistoric fish. Sturgeon numbers have been in decline recently, and since they take a very long time to mature, it took a while to be able to tell that their population was hurting. When people started first coming into the Hudson River Valley, sturgeon were popular for both their meat and their caviar. They were fished so heavily out of the river that their numbers declined, and people were now no longer allowed to fish for them in the Hudson. But hopefully they will be making a comeback soon. The snapping turtle is another common animal you can find in the Hudson River. They're native to the area, they belong here, they're historically found in this area. You could tell that the snapping turtle is prehistoric, just like the sturgeon, because of these bony plates on his tail. Kind of has the image that he looks like a dinosaur. Well, they've been around for millions of years, just like dinosaurs. So you can tell just by looking at their really prehistoric appearance. Now, the snapping turtle has a very long neck, and that's what it uses to defend itself, because it can reach back pretty far to snap at you. And they have a powerful jaw, so you don't want to get too close to these animals when you see them.
So today I'm talking with anyone who comes by about our program, Trees for Trips. And what we try to do is we give out free trees and shrubs to anyone who lives as land along a stream that empties into the Hudson River. So the goal we're trying to teach people about, the idea of the reason we're doing this is improve water quality, reduce erosion, and also create new wildlife habitat. So these are 3 of them. We have a list of about, I'd say, 20 shrub species and 20 tree species that are all native and indigenously found on streams throughout the Hudson Valley. So we're trying to keep it all native to what would make sense in the area. So for example, northern bayberry, it doesn't make sense in a low-lying area, but if you're up somewhere closer to the Catskills or near like the Shonga Bridge or the Highlands, it makes sense there, those kind of environments.
Does it smell like bayberry?
It does. That's where the name of the bayberry comes from, the smell. It was also used by old camera companies to like
Yeah, I like bayberry.
That's where the wax originally came from. I'm assuming it doesn't anymore. It's really difficult to talk.